fixed, but we'll go ahead and get things started. As we jump in here, I want to give a quick shout out to The Forge, our lovely hosting service for our Foundry that we utilize. If you need hosting services, check them out. Without further ado, how is it going, fine players?
Pretty well.
Going well.
Matt, what's been on your docket of streaming and fun?
My docket of streaming and fun. Well, I haven't done a huge amount of streaming. We finished up our Kingmaker campaign this week with a foreboding end as a lich, an ancient lich, arose from the grave and started to do bad things. Ending our character's journey by assassinating them in the dead of the night after they were already battered and bruised and beaten. So that was exciting, and I've been helping DM next with his prep for the Shangshan Eastern martial arts game that is coming up in this time slot once Cyberpunk is finished. And we are all looking forward to that, and there's been a lot of work done, and it's pretty in a pretty good state, I think, at this point. And I have also been doing prep for the new campaign that will be in Kingmaker's time slot. So we won't be doing that this week. We'll be doing it the week after, as we've got people away and doing stuff and whatever else. And then I've got my hiring campaigns, and then I've got other prep that I'm doing, and then I've got work, and then I've got cooking and cleaning and all of life's responsibilities, and I'm great. Life's good. It's very busy and full, which is good, but yeah, it's good.
The MMO player, the no life around, just eating game.
Yeah, I have no time to play MMOs, man. I have no concept of how a man with kids has time to do that. I don't understand. It's not shots fired. I'm not firing shots. I'm saying cool for you. I don't know. I don't know how. You must have more hours in your day than me, I guess.
So it's totally fair. It's totally fair.
Your ESO time overlaps with your work time, doesn't it, when you have nothing else to do at work?
I mean, so there are days where I literally only sign into the game and grab my data reward and then sign back out. There are days like that.
That's not playing. That's
no, it's not.
Playing.
There are also days where I'll play for an hour and I'll like run through a few quests and then I'll sign out. Most of the heavy games are done on the weekends whenever, because they don't have school right now, so they're out of school, and like I guess I put 8 hours into the game. But I've put that on the back burner because I am now 100 plus hours into Kingmaker on PC, and
you're loving it.
It's fucking amazing. I have finished the season of Bloom, which is like. When we were playing the AP, it seemed like we blended multi chapters together at least the way that Owlcat breaks them up into like the big stories of the big quests. Like Season of Bloom is like one of the chapters, and then Barnhole Vanishing is another chapter. And like I'm in the Barnhole Vanishing area now, and you can't overlap in the game like you can in the AP. So it's just been really interesting to see the differences between the two. Owlcat did an amazing job.
It's good.
To be fair, I'm also playing it not on the easiest difficulty setting. just because I'm so interested in the story, and I'm not as interested in the battle mechanics and like managing all that stuff. So
Right.
this is like just being able to like progress through the story and meet all the characters and like do all that stuff is fun. And like the kingdom turns, like the way that they handle the kingdom turns is really interesting. You don't claim hexes, you claim like there's only like eight lands, and you claim those based on like it's called BP. I forget what BP stands for, but it's like your currency for doing events and building, or it's building points. So yeah, all right. So, but yeah, it's I don't have a lot of building points right now, so I can't really do a whole lot. Anyway.
Cool.
Sorry if I took Matt's stuff. I just thought that like.
No. I literally handballed to you.
Okay, I thought so. That's the way that I took it.
So, Puppy. Killed a mama bear, I hear.
I did after. First, it took so long. The mama bear is the true boss fight of the game. I think if I was more prepared, it probably would have been a lot faster. But that didn't happen. I will say a catfish deluxe, you're gonna want that so you can actually outrun the mama bear. Because she's fast and she literally will take you out in 2 shots. So
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
No. I mean, you don't have to take her out. It's more so optional, but it is an achievement. And you get her head, and I had to finish my head collection. So we have that finished. Yeah, I collect a head of all of the heads that you can collect in Raft, and then I displayed them all.
She's a headhunter.
Well, that's obvious.
I wish I could get it. I wish the seagulls would drop a head, and I could get their heads too.
Do you have a llama head? Or a goat head?
Can't
You
get
can't
him.
get those heads.
Or a dog head?
No, but we have a Scott head.
Yep. It even says that it's Scott Dog right on it.
Yeah.
That's how we know it is.
So there's that head.
Stop decapitating your friends.
Oh no!
They
To be
wanted
clear,
it, okay?
To be clear, we asked people who they wanted to be named after the animals in the zoo and stuff that she started.
Yeah.
And Scott Dog said he wanted to be the shark.
So we named the shark Scott Dog, and
Before we said it, we were like,
we
we have to kill the shark, right? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
we have to kill the shark over and over again, and they wanted it, so
Yep.
they wanted to be killed over and over again.
I mean, that's just how. That's
What we did.
Yeah.
We gave Scott what he wanted. We
Yeah.
gave Scott what he asked
People
for.
what they want.
Oh yeah. So and yeah, and then we also ate him. Because every time you kill the shark, you get shark meat. So we got Scott meat.
Yep.
Never say that again.
Does it have a chipotle flavoring to it?
You mean soapweed?
That's,
How many we can
that's cilantro. That's not chipotle.
There's nothing. There is cilantro blended in with all of the rice that they make.
I know there
There's
is.
cilantro
That's the reason why I
blended
don't
in
eat there.
all of the beans that they make there.
Yeah.
There is cilantro mixed in with every variety of meat they make there. I
Yes.
haven't eaten there other than the once to go, what do
Yeah.
you mean you can't take the cilantro out of that? Never mind, I'm not going to hand you my money. And I walked out. I tastes like soap to me. I'm
Right.
not going to eat it.
No, me too. But like Chipotle is a specific like type. There's like you can go to Taco Bell. You can go to Taco Bell and you can get Chipotle sauce.
Yeah, it's more jalapenos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rub
Awesome,
some
Puppy.
Chipotle-
Anything else
rub
for you?
Some Chipotle on that shark.
I also started playing Spyro again. I was planning on I streamed for like almost 4 hours until I ran into a bug, and I'm like, oh gosh. There was like one world I couldn't get past because there's this door that's supposed to go up and down.
Right.
But it wasn't doing that, and there was literally I couldn't do anything. There was nowhere else to go. And so I had to end stream earlier than I wanted to, but I actually went to YouTube, looked up a video for Alpine Ridge, which is the map that I was doing, the level. And that's where I found out, like, oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to go, but the door's not working. So I went to the comment section, see if anyone else had this problem, and somebody said that you need to set the FPS to 30 for it to actually, for all the stuff to actually work properly. So I'm like, so I did that, tested it, and it worked, and I'm like, thank goodness. Because I literally set all my games to 60. So that's what it was set to. Well, you need to set it to 30 for any. This is as far as I know, only on PC. Because I also have it for Xbox, and I played it on Xbox, and it was fine. Never ran into any bugs or anything. So
You playing an emulator? Or?
I was playing on Steam. I got it on
Oh,
Steam.
Yeah, the
But,
thing is, on
all
Xbox,
good.
they have it set to 30.
Yeah, 30. Xbox is all capped at 30.
Yeah. So Xbox is fine. Just fair
That's why it's
warning.
fine.
If you got it for PC, set the FPS to 30.
Very old game.
Yeah. So, but I was like, oh, please tell me I don't have to, like, because I was like gonna see if I had to start over and that would fix it or not. But I wanted to make sure. I wanted to look at every possibility before having to do that. Either that, I just want to be able to move on. So, but it's all good now.
Yep.
So more
Any
Spyro
other-
coming.
Yep. Cool. Looking forward to you joining the game we're doing after this, along with your sister and her friend. And
Yeah.
then, Malkov, anything for you too?
Well, not a lot here. We've been playing a lot of Galactic Slip 4 lately. Really excited for the next campaign on Tuesday.
Moving and throwing shit away. And you know, there's something innately satisfying about going through a bunch of stuff that you thought was trash for years and being able to go, oh, this part of it's great. This part of it can get pitched randomly into the other corner in the that is the garbage corner in the room that you're in, without having to worry in the slightest. There's something slightly cathartic about being able to do that with trash that you wanted to throw out for years and didn't have the gumption to fully go through. Now it's well, I don't have to throw it away. I just got to go through it quickly and just toss the shit off to one side while I'm doing it to take the stuff out of it that I want.
I can tell
And
you
that
now,
is
I feel you
awesome.
because when we had plans to relocate to England, I cannot tell you like how much stuff I would just find random things and I would just throw them in the garbage because I'm like, this is not going to get used. And most of the time it was like, a Lego or like a frickin' like I don't know,
Just tons of stuff,
some
man.
toy that like we would have had to like take somewhere and dump anyway.
Well, my whole thoughts is that most people don't realize while they've been living in a location just how much stuff they accumulate on a month-to-month, year-to-year basis.
Oh yeah.
You live anywhere for 10 years, unless you are really careful, you'll have just a metric ass ton of things that you don't need. That nobody really truly needs. Stuff that's nice, stuff that you like, but need? No.
Yep.
I'm going through and just kind of peering through what is a house that I lived in for 18 years. Me, my wife, all my kids. So it's more about finding the things that are memories and tied to precious stuff for that. All the other stuff that's there is, I had kids. I didn't buy nice things. Come on.
Yeah.
Nice things get destroyed when you have children. You wait till after the children have moved out to buy the really nice things, and that's where I'm at now. So I'm throwing away junk and planning on just replacing a lot of stuff that I just don't need, to take with. It's been kind of nice. Beyond that, planning on stuff for what the campaign that Matt's going to be running on Tuesday once we get around to that.
I know you said you're taking off from this time slot as soon as this one's over until life settles down.
Yeah, no, until the house is sold and I have everything taken care of. I mean, it's basically Saturday's the one and only day that I really truly have available to do something, and
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
that's,
spend that time with my
I
wife.
do not fault
I
you for
have
that.
to. I have to spend that time with my wife because it's the only day I'm going to have available to do that once this is going on. So,
We'll miss you, but we understand.
I'll be back once things settle down. It's not like this is permanent.
No, and I totally get that, right? It's just that part of life. It's all good. Wheel, who wants to give a recap of what happened last week and where you're going this week to catch up the lovely viewers? Yeah.
Ow. Ow. Fucking ow. Oh, look, dead guy. Let's get the fuck out of here as quickly as we can after. Harlan has lost a big chunk of his mind. Boss is dead. We fled out of a place that we didn't realize just how bad the hit squads were going to be once we got there. That's basically where I recall being done, because from at this point, I think it's me and Puppy are basically me and Pinky are kind of gimping our way out of there, very seriously injured. I think I got like 5 hit points left.
No, you would have gotten healed last time from the
You did
doctor.
get healed
A little bit, yeah.
a little. Like when I left with 1 HP.
In a collapsed lung.
Yeah, I had a collapsed lung and a foreign object. So Pinky was blacking out for most of it. She was in and out of consciousness.
So, I mean, if we had 1 full day's worth of rest after that, which I obviously didn't hear, that's your body back, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to put me at 13.
Natural healing, you get your body per day of rest. So, really, really fast healing.
We met some pulse.
Yeah, I'm now up from 1 to 5.
Yeah, you guys met a new med tech who apparently has a thing against life tech as well, so that'll work out for you.
Works out in our favor.
I mean, med techs are terrible to have around, right?
No. So those of you who are familiar with Harlan at this point, Pinky, Zid, you'll notice that Harlan is just being just straight shitty. like mean for no apparent reason. In a circumstance where he would have just ignored something, he's choosing to be cruel, both in comment and otherwise. He's probably gonna get fucking either picked up by an ankle or punched in the face by Ezek at least once within the next day or so, just because he's being an asshole. I'm being honest. This is, I mean, this. Oh, I'm wondering how.
You gonna start calling him ogre?
No, I'm not suicidal. Well, I mean, I could call him ogre once. Just don't call him stupid.
Are you sure you're not suicidal after you like let that?
No.
Okay.
No, not suicidal. Remember, suicidal is never going to get my goal across unless I can get there with the nuke. It's more, and remember, I've always considered that a ridiculous term. There are no such things as suicide bombers. They're homicide bombers. They're going out to murder people. The fact that they're killing themselves is incidental to their fucking goal. So,
You don't need a nuke to blow up a space station.
no, but I mean, if you're gonna do it, I mean, this is true. However, what I'm worried that, do we want the nuke to blow up the space station? Sure. We don't need that. But I'm worried that the space station is more the colony ship that they've got almost ready to go. That's what I'm afraid is actually already in process up there. And we're going to get there and, oh, we've blown up the space station. Just means we're launching a couple of months early. That doesn't solve this problem. It just sends it off to Barnard Star or Alpha Centauri or wherever they're sending them to try to find and set up the new colony.
Yeah. And I mean, that doesn't exactly accomplish your objective either.
Oh, well.
Which, for those who don't know, the party's objective is to get everyone off the ship and back home.
Mm-hmm. Or barring that, let's put the slaves in charge on the ship, see how horrifying that experiment goes. Can't get them off, might as well make them the ones in charge. Wonder how long it is before people will be eating each other. Which, by the way, is perfect. That comment was perfectly in character, because that's in line with Harlan's new empathy level.
Yep. Last week you all decided that maybe you'd want to try to track down contacts with Orbital Air and talk to them nicely instead of trying other means of ruckus.
Yeah, since most of us are very close to dying.
You want to get another fight, right?
Rather not. No.
Well, damn it. See, and now when we actually need a contact for somebody in Texas, boss is dead.
You don't need it actually in Texas.
Well, do you know what the contact Texas I'm talking about is, right? Well, I mean, Elon Musk is building shit there now. There's got to be some sort of remnant shit back there. So you sort of find that shit out. There must be something there that we can use to get up there. It might blow up on the way, but that's how most rockets work for the first 100 iterations.
So, Orbital Air has locations in orbit,
Knocked out one of my lights.
like you'd expect. They have Johnson Orbital Facility in Iowa. They have one in Anchorage, Vancouver, Montreal, New York City, Washington, Miami, Houston, St. Louis, Chicago, Denver, Portland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Night City, Mexico City, Rio de Janeiro, London, Paris, Madrid, Cairo, Sydney, Singapore, Tokyo, Osaka, Honolulu.
Well, I mean, we're kind of in Night City, so I mean, that limits our scope. But I don't really intend to go to Iowa. I'm already there. I mean, this is a role-playing game. You're not taking me to where I live in the fucking role-playing game. Thank you very much.
I mean, we could. It would be interesting.
It's really not. It's really not.
Really not. He's not. He's not wrong.
I mean, it might make a smoker base there, and then it would be interesting. Just not the kind of interesting you want.
Look, Iowa, it's the land of industrial swine facilities for raising, industrial hog confinements, meth labs, and slaughterhouses.
And cornfields.
The cornfields for feeding the hogs, basically, and then lots of soybeans that they raise and send everywhere else. Lots of farmland, lots of rural people. It's not bad if you end up finding a decent group of people to be around. The problem is, there's not very many of those, unfortunately. I think that's worldwide, not just here. It's part of the reason why I hang out with you folks twice a week like that. Is it's easier to find, like-minded people if they're like-minded people. So, Pinky, you're our go find and talk to people about handling stuff, but I don't think I want to go anywhere or do anything. I don't think you're probably wanting to go anywhere or do anything until you don't feel like, somebody could kill you with, a random car door opening on accident. Could take you out, you don't want to go. I tripped and fell down a flight of stairs. Well, that's the end of this character.
Whoa, that's an embarrassing way to go. I'm like, tell them I died epically.
Well, you can do a speed heal every day.
So, just so you're aware, those of you who know Cyberpunk, there's a location called Burrow Rock.
Yeah, that's the orbital launch site.
Yeah. That is the
Out in Old
headquarters
Bay.
in Night City for Orbital Air. They also opened NCX Spaceport, which is Night City International and Translunar Spaceport. So all the things. And that was opened in 2040, which means it's been on live for 10-ish years about now, since we're saying we're about 2050. We didn't peg the exact date.
We got a blender or something running.
It's me.
It is.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
You're supposed to talk until you turn off whatever's making the noise.
Turn off my computer, I guess.
So yeah, that is 2047. It was fully inaugurated, so it is fully up and functional.
That's on the island too.
Yeah, all of that is on the island.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to need permissions to be going out there. We're going to have reasons for going.
Pinky was going to meet with somebody so we could try and get a backdoor in. See if they were going to be on our side. And if not, if they're in cahoots, then we'll take them down with it. Break in and steal their shit.
Well, Binky, is this a job you're going to try to do by yourself, and we're like the stay in the van crew waiting outside, or what's the plan for this? Because like you're the only one who's really decent at talking to people. I'm all right at it, but not so much anymore with my empathy loss.
Yeah, well, plan is to try to talk to someone, and you guys can be my backup if things go sideways.
When have things ever gone sideways?
Let's see.
Sideways.
When haven't they?
I don't have enough fingers to
Okay.
count.
If we were to pick an animal that was the party, it would be a crab.
Look, that's because everything evolves into crabs. That has nothing to do with it. Sorry.
That's because they move sideways.
Well, I was just gonna say, if we're moving sideways in Cyberpunk 2077, we're succeeding, because it means we're not moving backwards and failing. I mean, this is that kind of place. This is the way this city is actually
We're
supposed to
just
be.
going sideways and not getting anywhere.
Wow, that sounds like the motto of Harlan's life. Sideways, nothing accomplished. Nothing accomplished and lots of heartache and pain in the process.
Still alive. I mean, there's at least that, right?
Barely.
Want to call that living? Got to get Colton loose, then he doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Yep. Which, for those of you who may not know, Colton is a boy that was in the apartment complex that Harlan was in.
Yeah, he's a kid that I'd give meals to occasionally. Watch the,
Yeah.
and he'd let me know if somebody was, trying to get into my apartment or was kicking at the door or any of that kind of shit. The fucker snatched it. It's why I'm going to the space station. It's why I can't blow it up, because he's up there. And
Come on, you can't
He's
tell me you didn't see that
he's
one
got a little
coming.
humanity left, a little.
the point being is that if Colton wasn't on that space station, Harlan wouldn't give two shits about everybody else that's there. It's because he has a specifically personal connection to someone who is an innocent, who did nothing but try to help him on there, is the only thing holding him to that right now. By his fingernails.
Well, that and the fact that we didn't have any way to shoot it down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you haven't met some of the people that we met before. The crazy nomad guy. I'm sure he could have come up with something. It probably wouldn't have worked, but he could have come up with something. What was his name? Knockall? Whatever.
He was
that dude's
Reclaimer.
name.
Yeah.
The Reclaimer, that's who he was.
Knockall was Reclaimer, who enjoys explosives probably a bit too much.
Anyway. So yeah, I mean, we'll go in as far as that goes for wherever Pinky's got to go for this meeting. Who are we meeting up
Bill?
with? Is it an executive? Do we have to try to figure out? Because here's a problem. If we're just trying to get up there, I'm sure that they're just going to quote us some exorbitant price for the amount of people that we want to take up. That's what it's going to cost us to go there, but we have to have legitimate business to be going.
That's not the objective here. The objective here is to find out if we can turn Orbital Air against Life Tech and get help from them, or if we have to infiltrate Orbital Air to try and get our way up there, and we need to leave a trail of destruction to do it, or hacking, or whatever.
You have to basically figure if they're against Life Tech or if they're with Life Tech.
Well, here, I will do this. Roll. Ugh. Why did that not? That's odd. Hold on a second.
Apparently, you're not sounding too much like yourself today, Harlan.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 luck and reroll that for what I'm doing right there. I'm preparing a report, basically, for all of the abuses that Life Tech is responsible for and how it would cause problems for their business if it was allowed for Pinky to take with her. With everything I know, including all of the confidential information, is how I'm basing what this report is from.
Did you get the list of people from Zid to include or not?
I would have asked that from Zid if possible. I mean, if we're gonna do this is because there's gonna be a whole bunch of their people on that fucking list too.
Possibly, you don't know. If they're working together, probably not. If they're not, there's a better chance there is, unless
we can. And that's something that we could actually cross-reference if we know who their people are. We don't know who their people are right now, though, either. We don't have their databases.
They're wearing orbital air shit when they got taken to that facility. It has pictures.
Yeah, I mean we can show that. I mean, and if they're working with them,
it has names and pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, but those all
because he also got the logbook that said what happened to every single one.
Yeah, and they also, those are also people that it listed them as Life Tech employees, even though they were wearing orbital air uniforms and everything else like that. They were listed in the database as Life Tech employees, weren't they?
They weren't wearing orbital air outfits.
They weren't orbital air. Those were Life Tech.
No, they were Life Tech outfits.
Those all showed as Life Tech. Okay, I'm making sure I misheard that.
But if you find someone who is from orbital air on the list, you can show footage of them.
Yeah, we just don't know who any of their people are to cross-reference.
8.
Anyway,
so you gotta find a way to cross-reference their people or know the names of those that work for them.
So I spent the 2. Great. My re-roll's a 1. A roll a 2 followed by a 1.
So you'd have to find someone to communicate with for that. Well, no, I wasn't going to have you roll credibility yet.
Oh.
Credibility would just be utilized for the story you're pulling together. If you're using just simple data to show them what you found, that's different.
No, it's not. It's just the difference is one's a corporate presentation you do in front of a small group. The other is just data. And what I'm presenting is something that she can just, here's the hand across data. If you'd like more information, the full report is here.
That's true.
And that'll link to the news story that I've got up that's public for everything with this. Because now that I've got lists of names of people who were disappeared like that, you cannot tell me the moment that I have access to that shit's going everywhere on the news that I can manage to put it. And with a
it's already out there. It's on a web page already.
Yeah, with a 9
Daimler published it. Well, their subsidiary published it. Yeah, Daimler's subsidiary published the whole records of people who were taken by Life Tech.
Oopsies.
Well,
that was done last week.
And then the moment that's done though, I'm then going to start spreading all this is true with my own credibility for spreading that story all throughout the rest of what goes on with that. That's my role for what I'm supposed to do for making that be, instead of be the flash in the pan, oh no, one thing happened and people are freaking out about it. You really want to, if you want to drum up outrage, there has to be someone drumming up outrage. Because, come on, man. It's Night City. Most people aren't.
Yep.
I mean, you got to do some pretty fucking horrifying shit to outrage most places in Night City. The difference is that everybody thought scabs were like independent groups operating, and what they're finding out is no, most of the scab gangs didn't know they were working for Life Tech, even though they were doing so because they were funneling them to the places where they were selling people.
Yeah. So, rough times in Night City. Zid had given the info to Blue, who published it all through a Daimler subsidiary. So, it's now out there. Now, Puppy, you had some contacts. Enjoy the Lurk Wolf. How many of them do you remember?
Well, I know Ponzo. There's King J. And all the friends that we made along the way.
So in your backstory, we had you have a street informant.
Oh yeah,
Good
yeah.
street informant,
The one that I
Harold.
made with like 5 to 10 eddies. That I
Yeah.
have. I nicknamed him Goose.
I mean, you might call him Goose, but his name's Harold.
Yeah.
And I will message you something that you know that everyone else won't. But yeah, you know that you could try to check with him for some intel, or who you could try to find intel from.
Okay. That's what I'll do.
A full-size adult male goose is no joke, by the way. These things are mean as shit.
Random useless information.
That's why you don't
All
mess with World. That's why I nicknamed him Goose.
Exactly. Because he's helpful. But if you upset him, he'll make a lot of ruckus and bite you hard. So, you know that he doesn't do communication other than in person.
Mhm.
So you know you could go and meet up with him if you want. Because you always know where to find him.
Yeah. Which, sounds like a good idea.
I mean, you said you're trying to get some intel. It wouldn't hurt to at least call in your street informant and see who you can find out.
Right, I know.
Might have your intel.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking a speed heal before I go anywhere. I think
do
we
that.
have some in our stash.
A couple.
I mean,
Man, at one point we
let's-
each had 3.
24.
I'm gonna say this. Harlan's not basically gonna come out of the container that is his paranoia room, other than to poke his head out to say, "Hey, you guys going to do all of that?" Till he's healed basically completely. He knows better than going out and doing shit while hurt, because that's how he ended up in Life Tech's clutches the last time. So speed heal is body and
Plus will.
will.
If you take a speed heal, you can do body plus will. If you have one in your inventory, you can use it. If you don't, we need to mark it down at a stash.
Go ahead and mark.
I don't have one in mind, so you have to mark it.
And then you can use a speed heal and then spend the day healing, right?
Yeah, but you can only use speed heal once per day.
Okay.
So you're both taking one? So down 2?
Yep. Yep.
And I'm just looking at how many more that's going to take for me. I'm going to get body back again and get me to 36. Just mark one more off for me for tomorrow as of right now, and then that'll have me full if I rest.
I'll hold
tonight,
off till we actually get till tomorrow, because I don't want to forget.
Like I said,
in case something comes up.
I'm going to close the door on the paranoia room unless somebody bothers me, and I'm going to draw more connections, and that's like I said, I got to spend a big chunk of today doing exactly what I said about with the news stories and the credibility back and forth to just get that all set and rolling anyhow. So that'll be most of my day today.
Yeah. No, and I'm not faulting you there. It's just if someone chooses to interrupt you for something, I didn't want to have that all done in case something changes. But I know that's the plan.
Okay.
All right.
And could I take like three speed heals into my inventory? So I have
If you guys want to do that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, 1 speed heal per day.
Yep. Just so I have them, so that I'll just have them on.
A couple 3 in your inventory. Yeah, I have 1 right now on me still, so.
You used 1 at a stash, and then you have 1 on you, and you're going to use another from stash you're planning tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep the 1 that's on me. I don't figure carrying around more than 1 is a good idea unless we know we're going to be gone for 3-4 days from wherever we're keeping them stashed at. So I can't use more than 1 in a day. What's the point in carrying it?
You need them on other people.
I put 1 on you just in case. Just so that if I forget, you can go ahead and use it tomorrow if we hit tomorrow.
Good. If that's foreboding. If we hit tomorrow.
I mean, I've seen weirder things happen with you all. Does anyone else want speed heals while I'm using your stash and sending them everywhere?
I still have 2 on me already. So I'm good.
Throw 1 more on me if you would, please. So I've got an extra to hit for somebody else. Unless somebody else, somebody mentions that to me, I'll be like, oh, yeah, think about something beyond myself.
Okay. How many did you want on Azrael, and then did you want any?
No. 2. Please.
Yep. Good.
No.
Okay. All right. So, Pinky, you're gonna go and talk with your contact.
Yeah, and I will tell the group I'm meeting with a contact. And do I know if they do I know if they want, if they like choose it to like only me, like me come alone, or
Either
if
way,
they're okay with someone.
either way,
Coming.
they
Okay.
just they're not going to talk to anyone else if you're not there. If you
Yeah.
are there,
But I
as
just-
long as people are
I
polite,
just
they'll
wanted
be
to
fine.
know if they were good if I brought someone with me.
Yeah. As long as they're polite.
Okay. Then I will ask someone if they want to come back me up. I know Harold won't do anything, but you never know who else is out there.
Okay.
Ezek says he'll go with you. You want Ezek to go?
See, you gotta talk to Harold a certain way. So maybe Ezek might not be the best choice.
I'll just hide nearby.
Okay, you can hide nearby. Oh. Alright, then, yeah, I'll take Ezek and I'll just let him know that just like hide nearby and keep on the lookout.
Okay. You get to your normal spot with him, and he's there tending his work and papers and everything. You walk into his area, this little bell rings. Like, ah, oh, Panky, hey, how can I do for you?
Hey, I'm gonna need some intel. I need some people that I need to find that work for what's the name again?
Orbital air.
Orbital Air. What? It's not
Just orbital air.
that company. So I need someone. I need some intel on that.
And are you in Discord to get the message I sent you? I want to make sure that you have it.
Give me 1 sec. I'm in the middle of something. Sorry, what was that?
Did you have my message I sent you in Discord?
Oh yeah. And I'll also just be like, I'll also ask about Bob, how they're doing, and like, hi
You
Bob.
remember Bob? Good, yeah, he's doing well. As you can see, he's very fine.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I hope you're taking very good care of Bob.
Oh, boys, Bob and I are good friends. So, I don't have anything on them. However, I do know someone who likes secrets.
Well, you know I do like secrets.
Yeah, they make you pay for them. But they're a little bit of a fixer like you, but they're a net runner. They like going around and stealing secrets. Do you want me to give you their number?
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll give you their number. He goes over and writes down on like a random scrap piece of plastic or paper or something, whatever he has. That's something. He writes it
He better
down
not give you Zid's number.
and hands it to you.
Do I recognize the number at all?
It's actually Harlan's old number. You know, the one that the police took after Zid had his whole fiasco? Is that number.
So, I was like looking like Harlan?
I talked to him just... No, it's not Harlan. Harlan's a strange media person putting up messages. It's someone else. Just tell them that
Oh.
Harold and Bob sent you with the gratings, and you should be good.
Okay. Thank you. Here's some Eddies for you.
Always appreciated. I was thinking maybe get him one of those little Christmas ornaments. You think he'd like that?
Oh, I'm sure he'll love it.
I'll see what I can find. Thank you.
All right, as always, good chatting with you. All right, take care.
I missed something. What the hell is Bob?
You don't know who Bob is? He's
Bob
a
and
little
Harold.
plushie. He's a plushie hat called Bob, obviously.
Fair enough.
He gets very offended if you don't recognize him, okay? But
Most psychoses do. Well,
alright, and then I'll go over to Ezek and like, alright, let's go.
All along.
All right. So, you have a phone number for this one. They don't meet you in person, as
Okay.
Harold told you, but you have a phone number. Apparently, they picked up Harlan's old number.
Okay. Interesting.
Right.
Right, well, I'll get back to the group and I'll tell them, well, I got a number. It's actually Harlan's old number. So someone picked up your old number. Any idea who that might be?
what? Didn't you give that number and that agent across? Didn't you take that and give that across to the police? Wasn't that whole the NCPD thing? So if we contact them, that's probably going to be them contacting the NCPD. And probably somebody we've already talked to.
Harold's never let you down
Alright.
before, Pinky.
Harold's always been good spy for me. I've known them for a few years now. I'm just gonna be like, why not?
I mean,
I'm not gonna call them from my number. I'm gonna call them from a burner phone. And I'll call them from a different location. The one that we're not staying at.
I mean, we could just call them and then show up and find out whatever they've got going on. Because if they are with the Night City Police Department that we dealt with already, we've got contact with that we can just call out one of the handlers and they're just gonna fucking cut us loose again. It'll just be an inconvenience for them and us to have dealt with it. If it's not, and it's somebody else that's hijacked something that's going with that, we kind of need to know that too, but so they can hijack us right onto orbital air. That's what we need. But anyway.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give
So
them
you
a call.
get over there, give him a call.
Mhm.
Welcome. I hear someone's looking for intel. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm looking for some intel on getting in contact with someone that works for Orbital. Also, Harold and Bob sends their greetings.
Ah, so that's the branch. Well, welcome. I'm Amber Seeker. I am a seeker of intel. And all of those secrets are for sale. What secrets do you wish to buy today?
Some secrets on Orbital and
Anything specific on orbital air? Are you looking for, like...
do you happen to know if they're working with Life Tech or not?
No, they're not to work together at all.
Okay.
And I am keeping a docket of the amount you owe me.
Are we in contact with Pinky while she's doing this, or can we speak to you like this, Pinky, right now to suggest questions?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
can
imagine you guys
metagame
would
that
be-
you talked with her before she went. Yeah, made the call.
We have a list of names that we'd like to cross-reference versus even known employees of. We're trying to find connections and stolen people that LifeTech took to generate enemies within orbital air. So we need to be able to cross-reference their database or their personnel against that. So we need their
We do have
data.
an orbital air facility that we could go and break into, and Zig can get all that information for us.
Yeah. Or we could find out how much it costs right now, and if it's something we could buy and just move on. That's
Depends
also
on how much it costs.
exactly.
Can I ask how much it cost for that information?
Oh, 500
Personnel database
Sorry,
for
what?
orbital air.
For the question you already asked, or for...
I guess for both. Both, like, for the what Mix was talking about, and then the question I already asked.
Okay, so you want to have a cross-referenced their employees with the ones that have been taken?
Either that, or we just need a database of their personnel, whichever the two would be cheaper. And then Zid can certainly do that cross-referencing fairly quickly. He's got those files. That's in his wheelhouse of skills. Whichever's
Yeah.
cheaper.
So two, you want to know whose names of cross-reference list.
That, and then we also wanted to find some leads on people that we could approach.
Yeah.
Possibly like vulnerable executives that might know something but have, a way we can approach them.
Who in orbital air has a gambling problem? Or blank problem that can be exploited? That kind of situation?
Any other questions? So I can write up Italian, get pricing.
Do we need any locations?
I don't think so.
Basically, I don't know how much this person's going to be able to give of all of this, but effectively, the list of things is orbital air in cahoots with Life Tech? Do they know about Life Tech stuff? We know that they know about it. Do they dislike what Life Tech is doing and are against what Life Tech is doing and want to stop them? Are they funding Life Tech, enabling them to do what they're doing instead? How much information do they have? Where is the information so that we can, and then do they know how Life Tech gets into space? What passageways are there? How to access those passageways? What else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess where their information is kept, if they can't answer those specific questions, where the database is so that we can potentially access it.
So where the orbital air database is?
Yes. And life techs if he's got that, for goodness sake. Like, I don't know, like maybe there's an easier way. We don't know. Like, well, all we're looking to do is freaking get into space. We don't know how we're going to get into space. We don't know what we need to do to tap on to get into space. So we're just trying to open up every single possibility of ways to find out how we get into space.
And I think that's getting into orbital air. Once we've got the list of people that we can get after for orbital air is when we get all the rest of that information that we're looking for and wanting.
Yeah,
because they're going to tell us, you want to get how many people out in how much of a period of time? We don't have crafts that can do that. Or you're going to need 27 of this to be able to do that. And then I'm going to look at them and go, what's the logistics on that and how much will that cost?
Right. And so that's why I'm saying, just when you're talking with this secrets broker, what questions do you want to ask the secret broker? And of course, as they said, they will charge you for everything they give you. So you could potentially ask them anything you want, knowing that the more they answer and the more they give, the more the fee will be.
Yep.
Want to make sure that was clear. So we asked, probably missed a few questions here. So work with me here if you would. Life Tech Orbital Air, are they in league or not? Cross-reference of those taken by Life Tech in Orbital Air to see if there's any links. Weak points in Orbital Air that you can exploit. Basically, people who have problems or things like that that you could leverage. Where is the Orbital Air database located? I know I thought I heard one or two others, and I'm trying to remember those. I want to make sure I get them all. And then,
how does Life Tech get to space? Is it, yeah, like, where's the database for information? Like, if he doesn't have some of these, yeah.
okay. Any other questions so I can make sure I have the list? Okay, that's it.
No,
Cool.
that sounds pretty comprehensive.
So they said it'll be nice to give you the introductory one for a cheaper rate, is what Ember Seeker said when you asked Life Tech and Orbital Air and League, and they said no. And you see on the phone that you're talking currently are running up a fee. You currently owe 500 eddies for your phone call.
Okay.
You didn't before the question was answered. You did after the question was answered. So you know that they have janked the phone booth you're in and are billing you through that.
Gotcha.
So I'll go down the list. If you want to switch questions, let me know, and I will put amounts to it, and you'll see the running tally, and you choose when you want to ask more questions or say you're done.
Okay.
Cross-reference Orbital Air employees and those taken by Life Tech. That's going to be a bit more pricey, everyone. They say, please hold on for just a few moments while we get that cataloged. After a bit of time, where would you like the information delivered?
Was. Well,
Basically,
I guess like
I'm trying to help you,
I don't-
Puppy. So what they're asking is, do you want the information dropped at your Nomad base? Do you want it at your headquarters? Do you want it dropped at
Okay.
some other location? They need to make it be a drop
I guess,
point
like-
because it's going to be a larger file.
I guess HQ is fine because we got Brianna over there
Blue.
and Blue. So yeah, HQ.
Speaking of which, can Blue simulate or emulate boss well enough for long enough to keep drawing a paycheck off him?
Since his ship,
What?
since you know the kill chip went off, no. Not one that kills him, but there's a chip that says he's fatal.
Deceased.
And so, right. So now you're at 2,000
I'm glad
eddies,
Pinky's not there, otherwise he would have slapped you.
right? You're at 2,000 eddies cost.
Next corpo, we need to keep in a brain dead coma so we can keep drawing a paycheck for him. What? Oh.
So
Okay,
you need
now
to
he's
get
kicking you.
Harlan reinstated. No, hold on. He's saying you need to get Harlan reinstated with Life Tech and make him be brain dead so you can draw his paycheck.
If Harlan ends up turning back into the corpo, that means he's the next corpo, and yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna keep making sure you guys know the tally point for costs and make sure you're good.
I mean, how
The
much we
next
still got
question
in the
was-
stash?
Weak points in orbital air that can be exploited, that have, dirty secrets. This is going to cost you 5,000 eddies.
Fine.
Which I don't think you would expect less given the the value of the secrets.
We're only going to be worried if it goes over like 20k in total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next question, 17K. You son of a no.
Orbital air DB. Do you just want the location, or do you want to have the potential routes you can take to get there? I can give you its location for 5,000. I can give you the additional routes for an additional 10,000.
Do you know where it is?
How about
You know
just
it's on
tell us where
Moreau
it-
Rock. Basically, if you pay for the intel, they'll tell you the building it's in, the floor it's on. So you
Anybody
actually
here
know where the
actually
main
care
frame
about
is.
money?
Well, we only have 25k in total.
Oh, we're at that point right now. Got it.
Yeah.
You're currently at 7,000 cost.
I just need to get a squish 'em for hire again for good money and send Ezek on the task. Oh, so sorry.
You can probably work out the alternate routes once we know where the location is. So I reckon just ask for the 5.
I just spent the 5 on that one.
Okay. Yep. So,
15 would have been just too fucking much.
yeah.
Okay, so you're at 12,000. And then you asked, how does Life Tech get to space? Is one thing that one of you guys mentioned. Do you want to have that one as well?
Yeah, how much was it?
That one, they're just going to charge you 10 if you want it.
10K? No.
I already know the broad strokes.
So, once we know the location, we can figure out the rest of that. This is going to be a bit rough. So how much have we spent total now?
I think it was 12. 12K.
Well, it was at 7, then we spent 5, and then if we're not getting the
You're
thing
at
that costs
12.
so we're at 12, yeah.
If you want the life tech gets to space, that's going to be an additional 10, so that would be 22.
Probably no on that.
I think we can figure that out regardless of whether or not we get it from them. And I think 10K Eddies is too much info. It's too expensive for that piece of information.
Keep in mind, this is their view of the pricing of the info, how much of it you know or don't know. They're more pricing against how much other people know, not necessarily how much you know. They don't know what you know, right?
They buy secrets.
They don't know that we know that they know we know what they know.
Precisely. Potentially.
That's a great
They are a
great
secrets broker.
civilization environment for that.
Is there some intel you want to offer?
Oh, not that I'm going to discuss. Not without discussing it with a few people first.
All right. Children. All right. No, but if you want to offer sale us some info, you could do that. Of course, you wouldn't say what the info all is, but categorically, are you interested in info in? You can just tell me, and they'll tell you what price they would wind up paying you for it.
Well, I mean, here's the next question. Do they have any specific information that they're seeking right now?
All secrets.
That's not.
I mean, we have a whole ton of information. We don't mind it getting into their hands. It's only going to be good for us, right? Just sell them everything. Just not about us personally. Just whatever we found out about life tech. Just palm it off to them as well.
I'll basically go, oh, okay, well, here's everything I've found in the simple compiled file. Data, just straight raw data. They can do with that what they will. This is all the information that I have for how many people they've stolen, what kind of things they were doing, every bit of it.
Is this the raw file that you got from LifeTech itself, or is this a version that you've created?
Zid would be the one who would have messed with that, unless you're talking about one that I've messed with for putting credibility to.
Okay, so
What's
just the
the
data
question
one.
specifically?
That answers what I needed, Harl. Nuts.
Okay.
So Matt, you're good. Those would actually still have the LifeTech file ID on them. You know when you create a file, how it has properties of where it was created, right? That's why I'm asking, because if it has your stamp, it means one thing. If it has LifeTech stamp, it means another thing, right?
Oh, yeah, I'll
Sid
leave the
stamp
life
means
stamp.
another thing.
It needs a LifeTech stamp. If you leave the LifeTech stamp on it, it's shown as raw, unaltered data. That's
Right.
actually secrets. Otherwise, it's I've changed things or altered it in some way, and they don't have the actual info. Yeah, I'm going to give them the raw shit then. Here, you see what the little dog is barking about. I'll be right back.
Have the roll do it. What value do we put on this?
I can still hear you, by the way. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Matt, I saw your message there, man. That is definitely stressful. Totally get that.
That's only 21,000 words. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need it like tomorrow. It's fine.
Meaning you need it tomorrow.
Definitely need it tomorrow. 50 pages.
Ooh, 21K words sucks. Oof. Like loss wise.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm glad I know how to search for backup files.
They're offering you 15,500 for the info.
Nice. That's pretty good.
That is very nice.
So when we get to 15,000, we just like use a trade and just say we're back to zero again. I think we do it.
12.
Yeah.
So can they give us $3,000 worth of the information of one of the things we asked for? Give us a third of what we
We
want.
also asked for vulnerable people from orbital air that we could approach.
Yeah, give them
Yeah.
less. I mean, that's a good point.
So, like, right now you'd be at...
They're owing us
2,500 eddies.
Yeah.
No, 3,500 eddies
Yeah.
that you'd be making.
They'd owe us 3,500.
Cool. I mean, there might be information in how they get to space that we don't know. We know that there is that one location. We don't know if there's others. We don't know if there's other programs. Do we want to risk it? I'm happy to. I just want to pose the question.
Orbital air is everywhere, right? Does it have any competitors?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, they don't have a monopoly on getting to space.
No. And they're mainly about terrestrial delivery.
Yeah, it's about moving stuff from one part to the other. Okay. Suborbital, basically.
Your main
delivery
competitor
stuff.
are the European Space Council, Tycho.
We could potentially come back to it depending on how much everything else costs. We can like see what everything else costs and see where we're up to.
Any other information that we could sell?
Do we have any other information we can sell? I mean, you could throw Zid under the bus, but
Why would I do such a thing?
no, like what he has is worth a lot of money. I'm not saying that you should do that. I'm not saying I want you to do that. I'm saying you could do that.
I mean, you could sell info on Blue and get yourselves all condemned potentially.
Harlan may have low empathy. That doesn't stop you from being his friend.
You could also throw Blue under the bus.
I think that would end poorly for me, not Blue.
Yeah, probably. Oh, no,
Maybe
probably.
both.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything. I don't think we have anything like any other massive big state secrets, do we? I don't think so.
No, not really. Did they know about the nano rabies things that happened so long ago? You know,
Don't
give them
know.
a rundown on. Give them a rundown on that. I mean, look,
Yeah,
don't think-
the Danger Gals are keeping it alive in cryo, right?
Well, I mean, if they haven't cured Ajo, that's definitely a source of fucking nano-rabies.
Very valuable data.
It's a foaming Ajo. However, once again, Ajo is somebody that Harlan would consider a friend. And probably, even though he's in cryo there, wouldn't sell his location away like he was a resource subject or a research, goal. He wants his friend to get cured and get back.
But the fact that the Danger Gals are harboring it might be good enough information to sell. I mean, you'd be pissing off the Danger Gals, but they may not find out. This guy's probably not going to blab.
Unless he's paid to. Who sold you that information? That will cost you.
Yes.
I mean, if I ask you I'm going to look right at the guy and go, if we ask you who sold you this information, will you give us the cost for that information back? Yeah,
I mean,
he's straight mercenary. Just kind of looked at you, goes, "Yeah, meaning
Yeah.
I'll sell them out for the right price. I'll sell you out for the right price too." So, understand that, guys.
Yeah.
All about the eddies.
Well, this one's not in person.
I know. Still,
I mean, like, all about the eddies. That's like the motto of Night City.
Why do you think they hijacked a messed up, in CPD phone number? Taken phone number for it.
Well,
So, yeah, there's absolutely a secrets information broker. So they didn't lie about that at all.
yeah, I think we come back to this whole, like, how do they get to space thing and see what else everything else costs. And if we're very clear in the positive still, maybe we consider it. But right now, I don't think we do.
I mean, we're 3,500 in the positive right now. What other questions can we ask for $3,000? Becomes a question.
If you want to pay 10,000, they can give you the location to get to Orbital Air DB, or you can pay 10,000 to get the how does Life Tech go to space, or you can add a different question that you haven't mentioned.
Yeah, I don't think those two are worth paying for.
No, I think those are too super expensive for what they are, and we can find them out on our own eventually.
Have we talked about like how far along Life Tech's space plans are?
Well, we just need to get there, right? Like,
It doesn't really matter.
does it matter how far along? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could. We
How far along just sets a ticking clock to us if we end up doing that, which then puts an artificial deadline on top of things. It's a trope most game masters avoid, because then what if the party doesn't go that way? Are you really going to punish them by screwing over a major story arc? I've done that to players before where they didn't pay attention to timing on things, but
with what
I mean,
we
I'd
have
make it
discovered
clear
so far,
if we do that, but yeah. What, Matt?
With what we have discovered so far, right? Like, do we think this covers what our intention is, right? So, in the end, we we want to either not involve air because they're involved with life tech, and like maybe steal stuff from them, or involve them if they're against life tech, because anyone that's against life tech we want to involve. And then secondarily, or primarily really, we want to get to the station so that we can release the people. We still don't know how to freaking get to the station.
That's the people that we exploited.
We go to the island, we find a ship, and we hijack it and get them to fly us there.
So what question do I need to ask to get us that information?
I don't think any.
What are the coordinates for the life tech facility in orbit?
Well, we
We
know
know that. We already got that.
We already have that? We already have it. Never mind. I'm not asking.
We
Hey,
go to the orbital air database location that we've purchased. We get all the information from the orbital air on how to get the hell out to the planet, and then we go.
does the secret broker have the location for the life tech facility? Or,
We already know where the life tech facility is.
yes,
But can we sell it?
but if the secret broker doesn't know those coordinates and we do, that's more money.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, we do know that. We could sell the location of the satellite. Whatever the hell it is.
You could.
Or
then someone might nuke it.
hold on. Keep this in mind. I already said that I sold him everything I had on life tech. That was probably in that file.
Okay.
I didn't assume that would be. That was the only piece of info I kind of thought maybe you wouldn't include.
I mean, it is the one piece that I was considering holding back at that point because it's critical on what we're going to go do.
Yeah, we don't want to paint a target on ourselves.
And I don't want Ziggurat, I don't want fucking Militech, I don't want any other assholes being able to buy it and showing up when we go to go do this. We don't want any of that. So, no, let's keep that to ourselves.
Okay. Well, I don't know if
Off to the orbital air facility is where I think we need to go.
yeah, I don't know if like if what we have is going to be enough. It feels like we're just opening up an entire other storyline that may or may not do whatever we're wanting it to do again. I'm sort of done, you know? I just want to get to the thing.
So you get a message from Brianna Pinky saying that a package was left there for you that seems to have a couple data chips in it.
All right. I'll message her back, just telling her to just leave it on the place it on the table.
No. Secure.
Secure. Yeah, secure the package. Guard it with your life.
No. No. That's so necessary. But yeah, secure the package would be enough. She'd be like, oh, okay. You know, put it in the safe.
Do you have a safe?
Yeah, it's right behind the toaster.
Do you have a toaster?
Have you ever been in the kitchen? I'm just gonna walk
Well,
away.
I mean, like, everything got blown up the last time I was there, so...
Not everything. Just the workbench.
Yeah. So
and
the
there was like a
walls.
bunch of fragments going everywhere. I mean, some of them went to zip.
Those are called tools.
they were called tools. Fragments is an appropriate phrase for them now after the grenade went off.
You know, it went from being a fragmentation grenade to being a fragmentation grenade.
Grenade, yeah. Nothing quite like a shrapnel bomb to start your morning. What?
Yeah.
So, if we hit orbital air, or now we know who to exploit for orbital air once we've got that, because we paid for those 2 chunks of information, right? We paid for the people to exploit from orbital air. So now we get, and then we need to cross-reference the missing list versus that, which we're going to probably get.
You paid for the
multiple-
cross-referenced list, not for the full list of employees.
Yeah, that's fine. The cross-reference list at that point is going to give us a narrowed down group of people that are already going to be predisposed to fucking hate life tech.
Yep.
Right? Perfect.
Yep.
So once we've identified these people, we need to figure out, and I need to bombard them with their news feed, specifically with stories about the things that are going on for a day or so. And then Pinky needs to make contact with somebody
So
about.
I need Pinky to roll a luck roll, and I need 2 of you to each roll a D100. Pinky's lucky. Okay. Who's Aurora?
I mean, I typed in slash roll, but I have no idea how that's selected as Aurora.
Harlan has completely lost it. He doesn't even remember his own name.
I don't know how that happened either.
Interesting.
We don't even have a character named Aurora.
No, that's why I don't know how that happened. I'm like,
Well, here,
Oh,
hold
maybe
on.
Harlan's undercover.
No, now it says it's me.
I don't know, man.
Wow.
However,
Weird.
we're good. So there is 96 people who have linked intel with someone who's missing on the list. 1 or more missing members on the list,
Oh,
or on
That's
the
a
list
lot.
themselves.
that's a lot.
Fuck.
Well,
Oh
keep
my
in mind
God.
this is over, what was it, 40, 50 years, whatever it was, Harlan.
Doesn't matter. That's still a lot of people.
It is. It is. I'm not saying it's not a lot. I'm just making sure it's clear that it's not like it's within a year. It's not within months. It is over the full span.
1 or 2 a year for 40 years.
You have 60 members of Orbital Air that have differing potential leverage points you can take. And unfortunately, Pinky rolled her luck check well. So you also find a link that there's some people that are on both lists.
So when we narrow that list down to who are on both, easily leveraged and predisposed to hate life tech, who's the most prominent name within Orbital Air's company is then what we need to find. Who's most important on that list within the corporate structure?
Now I gotta see if they have any of them listed, because I didn't click their employee list, which they don't always say. Just to be clear, the number of employees for Orbital Air is 104,000.
It's fine. I mean, it doesn't do us any good to get, the baggage handler helping us if he can't help us.
I'm just saying that, that many over that span is reasonable when they have that size of a head count. You don't give me notable people. I'm trying to see if they give any people, because a lot of times they have an entry with the people who are, notable members. I'm not seeing that for orbital air, though.
Yeah.
I like verifying because I don't like changing the world if I don't have to.
Well, and in a lot of cases, we found that there are big chunks of the world that are barren, just like you said, for they don't have any details with it. Orbital air, in a lot of cases, becomes a in the background kind of delivery company.
Correct.
Cyberpunk people think of it like we think of FedEx or UPS here in the United States.
Yeah.
This is just how you get your fucking packages. Amazon,
And that you have a member of the Nomads pick it up and drive it over to you wherever you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So no, I wanted to take a moment to look over the info, and that's why I was sharing with you what I was doing, because it never hurts to not change the info if there's the ability to use what exists. So cool. None. So what I'm going to do is create a person. Chat. Do any of you want to be this scoundrel with a bit of a sketchy background who works for Orbital Air as one of their mid-level execs?
I say you make it Australius regardless.
Whether he likes it or not.
All right, if no one else wants to say Australis, what is the skeleton in your closet? What is the secret that the party now has on you that they can use for leverage?
Well, not getting an answer right away.
Twitch says there's 11 people watching, so any of the 11 can suggest secrets they want to see us use to get leverage.
Something embarrassing about this person?
About them, or a habit that they have that could be leveraged. Gambling, debt general, visits the wrong places, does the wrong kind of things, has a past in doing something they shouldn't have, that could be, potentially getting them fired, whatever it is.
See, the thing that's going through my mind first off was, how do you in the Cyberpunk universe have a fetish that is embarrassing enough to actually be considered a problem in that universe? I mean, what is it that's
You don't want to know.
Oh, not just connected to, but straight up related to. How closely related, Australius?
Oh, wow. Harlan's victim list. Okay. And what is your secret background that they can leverage? because that is the victim.
Damn it. Means it's somebody I caused a problem for. Poor bitch.
Is there some habit or something, that's some way they can get your attention to make you meet up with them without going into depth about the fact that they know life tech secrets? What's something that can get you there? Oh, you took his child. Harlan, you took Astralus's child. How could you? You fiend.
No. I think he's talking about the person that's our contact right now is one of the children from one of the schools got loose. How are you rolling that, Australius? How do you want that? That's either way is horrible, but one is far worse.
Yeah.
Related to one of the.
So it's either Astralus's kid was at Life Tech school and you sent him on, or Astralus was one of the kids at the Life Tech school.
And is who now works for Orbital Air.
Yeah, we'll see which one he says. Okay. The secret is they have been seeking Life Tech.
I heard that giggle, Pinky.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, Pinky, you're going over this list, and this person with the handle Astralus comes up.
Okay.
And you find out that their child went missing at the school that you exited from the complex that you guys, nearly died in. And they've been secretly hunting and plotting and trying to find any information they can on Life Tech. They have not given up on their child. They are still trying to find their child.
Oh.
Is your child on the list of people that went to the space station?
Yep.
Then our goals align 100%, and regardless of my previous involvement in such, I think we're just going to corporo exclusion that if they don't ask the question, we don't answer it. We don't allude to it at all. Let's go.
That's a very valuable secret that could get someone in your party killed.
Harlan never. Harlan.
Do you remember how he said, "Don't take that extra speed heal yet"?
Harlan already. Harlan never had any plan on getting out of this alive in the first place. He's already died once.
There you go. You worked it out. You have it basically handed to you nearly on a silver platter. How do you guys want to proceed with that?
Do I know any of the do I know about the victims on Harlan's list? Has that ever been mentioned to me?
I have not told. Look, the whole time we left through the defunct school that I guided you through all the traps and everything that were there, I mumbled to myself, and it was children's names and nicknames, and you watched as all the color went out of my face, and this was that point where Harlan lost all of that fucking humanity that he lost because he's looking back at the things that who he used to be, and he had to look through them and own them again in order to have that information back to be able to guide you through that place safely.
Face your ghosts of your past.
He had to turn and look them right in the fucking face, and it almost ripped his fucking mind apart to do it.
Oh yeah.
Well, it did rip his mind apart to do it pretty harshly. So
I think anyone who's dealt with anything like that at all would agree that that is very reasonable.
if you ask that name, Harlan will just kind of put his head down and he will very monotonely describe who this person was, why they were selected, where they were placed for schooling, how they were treated, and where they got moved on to in that process. Like there's no emotion involved in it at all. Like he's almost droning on like a human computer. And then as soon as that's done, he just kind of starts and looks back up and kind of just goes, please don't. That's the last time I'm digging into that until I blow up Life Tech, please. Good God. Do I need to make a resist torture drug for doing that again?
Well, does Pinky talk to you about it or not?
If Pinky speaks to me about that particular name, I'm going to give her all the details of that particular name.
That's what I'm asking Pinky. Does she go that route?
I think to get more information so I know how to talk to said person, she'd probably ask about it, because she wants all the information she can get so she can word her words right.
Well,
okay.
You could just bring me along as the information source then, and I could just do that as well. Because if I do that the way that I just described for how I'm going to give that information across, she's just going to be like, how does he know that? Oh, he's just another victim of Life Tech. And that's not lying. It's not the whole truth, but it's not lying.
No, I'm pretty sure at this point Pinky's seen Harlan do some things, and so
she don't trust him.
She don't trust him one bit.
Alright, hold on.
Especially she's seen how Harlan's been acting lately, so...
There's my resist torture drug. Let's see the last time I spent. Well, you didn't have
14.
me make that. You didn't have me make that. The credibility check that I actually.
No,
spent
not
the
yet,
2
because you hadn't got to where you would need it, and I wanted to wait till we actually needed it.
So I'm going to use the 2 luck that I spent on that, and then never refunded that to reroll this.
You mean you don't want to lose more humanity?
Hey, it did the exact same fucking thing that it did. I've now made 4 rolls. They've been a 2, followed by a 1, followed by a 2, followed by a 1. Thank you, Foundry. Eat a bag of dick.
No, it's not been good.
Harlan, you want to roll 2d6?
Sure. This could be very bad.
I'm sure I'm not going to make it worse for you.
No.
Come on. There.
Perfect.
Oh boy.
Yay!
So that reduces my empathy to 1 at this point now.
Hmm.
An 18 humanity.
As you're telling
I'm sorry.
Pinky about
Pinky
this,
too.
You
And I'm
remember now.
understanding. No, I'm understanding why I did it, why I chose it.
He reminds you a
I-
lot, like Colton reminded you a lot of this guy, which you liked him. And that's part of what gets you so much with this guy. You sent another kid who is very much like Colton up there.
Fuck you too. Fuck you too, buddy.
Oh, yeah. And Pinky's just speechless.
Gotta get him out too. Got it. Him and Colton. God, what was his name?
You want to try to remember?
No, fuck no. That's why I stopped saying it out loud. Now I want you to think about that. Anybody here, try to consciously not think about something that's bothering you.
Go ahead and put
It's
a
like-
sliver in your body and then just ignore it.
It's like not messing with the loose tooth with your tongue. It just does not happen. And with that, Harlan's gonna look right at you and say, "Do you want me to come along for the meeting?" Probably scratch himself inappropriately as he's saying so. Because that's where he's at once again for his level of empathy.
Interested in some therapy?
Do you not remember what I said at the end of the last
I
session?
do remember.
He ain't gonna, you guys are literally going to have to try to force it on him. Which means you probably have to fucking restrain him and take him back out to grandma for reprogramming again.
Restraining him is not an issue.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, as
I'm gonna-
close like that, he's just gonna go back away, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, I'm going back to my container until I'm healed. Goodbye.
Pinky, you're now faced with the fact that you need to roll resist torture drug because you found out that your friend shipped a child off to Life Tech.
On purpose.
Yeah.
See, and that's see, the fact that I did that is not why you're making the resist torture drug. It's as I walk away where I start to mumble the half a dozen other children's names under my breath that I'm not consciously aware of that I'm doing. And if you say one of those names back to me, more bad shit is going to happen. That's the level of broken Harlan's mind is at right now. His subconscious is rattling off names that if somebody says them to him, he'll go, who? And break himself more.
Roll a d6, puppy.
Yeah.
What was
You
that?
lose a d6 instead of
You need to find a
2d6.
med tech. You need help.
So we need to take
Yeah.
him where? No, you just need to sedate him and keep him that way.
Hey,
So
well,
Cryo time.
all right.
Roll a d6. Yep. That's how much humanity you lose. The realization
or-
that someone has intentionally sent children off to, like,
Is it
you know,
1d6 or?
yeah.
it's the realization that there is probably an additional story, just like the one he just told,
many
behind
times
every other one of those names is probably where that level of horror is coming from. It's not just the one, it's that there's many there.
Yay! Now Pinky gets to suffer from humanity loss and is down to 39. At 3 empathy now.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah, you can set up your meeting with Astralis now.
That's great. That's great.
Go to the corner and rate some news stories that are way more incoherent than they were just 5 minutes ago. Slightly more unhinged and nihilistic, and release them.
That's great. It's just like, I regret asking, but at the same time, more happy to know who this Harlan guy is. At least was. And now that he's
Principal
like
Harlan
going off the rails right now, yeah, she is watching. She's whenever he's around, she is watching her back.
Yeah.
And she will probably express this to Zid. That hey, we need to like keep an eye on Harlan. He is lost it. She will not tell him what Harlan told her, but she will say that it's not good.
Come on, you're not gonna spread the humanity-destroying mind virus? Come on.
No, not at all. And she will mention that she is scared for her life.
Does Zid have any response on that?
Does not want to die again.
He will say, once upon a time, Pinky, I was a different person too. We don't stay the same, man. Life changes us for better or for worse. I have seen and known Harlan for only a short time in the grand scheme of life, but for long enough to know that while he may not be the most affectionate or tactful person, he stands for good. Whatever was in the past is gone.
But I realize he's different than what he used to be, but what if he's reverting back to the way he used to be?
That would be only a choice that he can make. And while that is troubling, while he continues to make the choice to be the person he has become, in the face of everything that is gone and is under the bridge now, he has chosen to fight for right. As long as he continues to do that, I am not concerned.
Well, maybe you should be.
Fair enough. Thank you for letting me know. I'll just file that piece of information away.
I'm just saying, watch your back. Alright.
Pinky, I'm not sure whether you know this about me just yet, but I am always watching my back. It is only when the assassins far away shoot me from outside of restaurant windows when I don't see it coming.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, that was like weeks ago. Get over it. Besides,
Sid,
my sister's better now. Okay.
As you say this, Sid, you feel a hand clap you on the back.
Yeah.
Fairly rough, but not like knock you over rough.
Okay.
Your girlfriend came to visit you and see what's going on, and she snuck in.
Cool.
Pinky, you're here. Do you mind if I take Zid out? I want to go get some food with him.
No, go for it.
Okay.
You
Zid,
secure
you
the
ready
package.
to go?
You guys talk at the same time. Go ahead and do it again.
What do you say, puppy?
Oh, did you secure the package?
She hands it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Carried with her is definitely, in my opinion, secure.
Yeah. I mean, who's gonna go up and try to steal from this woman?
Good luck.
Dumb people. Very dumb people.
They'd have to be under like cyber psychosis. Like
Very, very low intelligence.
All right. So, Pinky, are you going to set up the meeting with Astralis?
Yeah, I'll probably go through the box that was handed to me, look through that, and then set up a meeting.
Yeah, so it confirms your file check that, like, that's where you would have gotten the information to talk to Harlan from, was from that files. And so, yeah, you'd gotten them and went through them.
Yeah.
So, you get the meeting set up with him. Astralis answers and agrees to meet you, and you drop info on his kid.
Okay.
And he meets you in a unspectacular, diner to avoid suspicions and whatnot.
Yeah.
He sits down and talks to you. So what do you have on my boy?
I guess I'll just like give some information on what we have, not everything until I know for sure that we can trust this person.
Right.
So
what would you ask to find out if you can trust him? How do you want to go about that?
I guess I would want to. I guess I might start asking about like what they might know about life tech. To see how like their anger,
Barely
like how
able
angry
to,
are they with life tech?
yeah, barely to keep his composure. He mentions that they used to run school in Night City for gifted children until the principal disappeared. he says a bunch of very impolite words with Harlan's name in the mix. So he talks about, you know,
face.
Harlan Bitford, you know, Principal Bitford is a piece of expletives out the wazoo, and then goes ahead and, you know, continues on talking about, you know, they pretended it was this, that, and the other, and then my boy disappeared. If I ever get my hands on that piece of Harlan, I'm going to string him up with his own entrails and hang him by him. You know, just various lovely, lovely dialogue like that.
He's totally trustworthy to go after Life Tech like a motherfucker at that point. However, never let him know where I am.
Unless you want to have a whole other scene happen.
So, I'm keeping like a straight face the whole time they're telling me this. Making sure I don't like react to when they say Harlan and stuff and talk about him. I'm getting the gist. I'm thinking that they might hate Life Tech a bit. Maybe just a little.
I mean, hey, I'm gonna have someone come and steal your puppy from you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna get to see her anymore. How would you react?
Well, I'd probably be like them and hunt them down, and they're not gonna have a fun time.
And
So-
that's just your dog, not your kid.
Yeah.
Not putting dogs or pets down. Just there is a difference.
Yeah. But I Pinky knows, like, yeah, this guy hates Life Tech. Especially with how much anger they talked about Harlan when they were talking about it. Not so nice language. So yeah, safe to say that, yeah, they don't like Life Tech, and they're probably willing to help us. I just can't mention Harlan. Harlan.
You have to use his handle now that no one uses.
A handle? You mean like his other name?
Deuces,
Yeah.
because I roll nothing but fucking twos.
Okay.
You're living up to your name tonight, friend.
Yeah, no shit.
Alright. Yeah. Well, assuming they don't know his real name.
Well, he mentions his real name. He mentions Harlan Bitford, which is Harlan's actual name, his legal name.
Oh, so Deuces is a
That's his handle.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Kind of like Pinky. Pinky's real name isn't Pinky, that's her handle.
Yeah. Alright, gotcha. Okay, so then, yeah, I'll just, like, refer to Harlan as Deuces then. So.
Just keep in mind if anyone slips up now. If the guy is around or on a call or something.
We're gonna have to talk with Ezek. We're gonna have a talk with Ezek. Make sure he calls Harlan Deuces from now on.
This is not going to end well. Going to be entertaining, though.
Okay. So yeah, she'll go into more depth, knowing that this guy is probably willing to help us if he hates Life Tech that much, and also he wants to get his son back, or kid back. I don't know if it was.
But you actually do have proof that his son was sent up.
Yeah, so I would show him that his son was sent up. Now that I know. And
So yeah, he wants to know sent up where. can. Can we get him back? What can we do? Like, he just starts asking like a ton of questions, trying to get everything he can and find out how he can get his kid back. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, and I will like I'll put my hand on their hand and like, you know, calm them down. And then like I'll order like 2 glasses of water. And then that we are working on trying to get up there, but we need access to space shuttle or whatever. We need a way to get up to space, basically.
And an evac. Get them the kids out.
And we need to be able to, you know, evac the all the people that were
We have a
kidnapped.
plan for that. We want to just take the ship that's there and land it back.
Yeah. But they could have ideas of an evac too, so it doesn't hurt to ask.
No, it doesn't hurt to ask.
I'm just worried that the generational ship that's supposed to be going to another planet through interstellar space is not actually designed to come down onto a planet at all. Then it becomes then it becomes we're the first one to the crash site, you know? Probably going to be 30, 40 minutes before anybody else gets there.
Okay. So he says yes. It'll take some time to pull together. Make sure you are ready, and I'll see what I can pull together.
All right. And I will give them a number to call to be able to contact me.
Let him know about the other people at Orbital Air that are also impacted and might be able to help it on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
I
he
will-
can network within his own corporation way better than we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
on the outside.
Okay, I'll let them. So like there's like other people that have been affected as well, and I will give him a list of names that are there, and if you can figure out they're willing to help too, that'd be great.
Okay. So yeah, he agrees to start working on that and heads off. He's like, if you can find me where that horrid spawn of the underworld, Principal Bidford is, I will pay everything I can get to rip his spine out and hang him by his own entrails.
Right.
Alrighty then.
So what you're telling me is that from here on out, I need to put the full helmet on at all times
I didn't say that.
with a voice
We won't
modulator.
look anything like what you did that long ago in pre-death.
And pretty severe facial reconstruction. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it can be called facial reconstruction if it's just healing from having been beaten into a pulp.
No, it can't.
But it certainly doesn't look exactly like what it did before.
It's not uncommon to wear masks of various types in Cyberpunk. Get one of those things that makes it so your face just is indistinguishable.
Basically, wear masks.
He's gonna
if
have
you
to get new
be
cyberware.
in their presence.
He's gonna have to get some new cyberware and get a faceplate.
He wears.
No.
But for the most
Cyberware for
part-
a reason. I'm trying to have you
Or
fight a new
private
cyber
brawl,
psycho.
you change your face out.
Yeah, no,
but
I
for the
am.
most part, stay away. Stay away from them.
I mean, hopefully we don't need to do
Yeah.
a lot of face-to-face interaction, because hopefully he can just work in the background.
That would be nice. Because, yeah, I don't want to have much to do with him at all, more because, not because I think he's going to try to kill me, which he's going to.
Trigger, trigger.
I'm sure of that. It's the trigger, cyber psycho, boom, 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 everybody got, you know, and everybody's there to murder me. The difference is that it's a roll of the dice, flip of the coin kind of thing. Which of the two Harlans remains in control when that happens? The one that wants to destroy Life Tech, or the one that's going to try to work for Life Tech? Because the one that's going to try to work for Life Tech's probably going to go berserk and try to kill everybody, whereas the one who's going to try to help or wants to destroy Life Tech's probably just going to eat the business end of his own shotgun to make sure I do no more damage.
Understandable.
Like I said, Harlan's broken.
Yeah.
He's like that. What's the movie? It's the one with James McAvoy in it, where it's like it's Split. I think that's the name of it, where it's like literally competing personalities.
Not seen it. Sounds good, but
It's the third movie in the Broken.
oh. Yeah, Glass and yeah, those.
Yep.
Okay, yep, I have seen that. I'm sorry, it's just been a long time.
I need to step away for just a minute. I want each of you to take a turn and say what's going on with your character. Now that Pinky has notified you that this guy's working on getting your ship up there, I want to know what your character's thinking, how they're feeling, and what they're doing to prepare for this event.
Mine's quick and easy. I make a bigger grenade.
Pulse is just getting the clinic, or like getting his shifts, like doing what he can now so that he can take a vacation for a couple of weeks and help like however possible. And in his off shift time, he is making drugs. Like he's making like speed heals and sedatives and things like that.
Harlan has retreated into his shipping container of paranoia to start working on that, and he's looked at his plan, shakes his head at this point because he's now dropped to a low enough point of empathy to realize that none of this plan that's in front of him really makes any sense, and now he needs to just draw up a contingency in case he doesn't succeed himself, which involves how to take out Life Tech's facility on their own with someone else after he's gone. And he's not sure how to do that, so he's freaking out. You're probably going to hear banging and yelling and screaming from inside of the fucking container occasionally. That's where
Zid will do two things. He will spend a little bit of time with Ezek, and that time is demonstrating to him the difference between a big bang grenade and also this very specific bang grenade. And what he's going to show Ezek is the type of grenade that is actually in the system that does not destroy walls, because we're going to be in space and that would be bad. You guys spend a little bit of time demonstrating the difference between those two things. They both go boom. One doesn't jettison us into the cold death that is space. The second thing that he will do is load up every possible space flight simulator that he can find and just train for as long as he can with his joystick. He will plug in whatever IOs he can. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna try with a steering wheel, I'm gonna try with like levers, I'm gonna try with a joystick, and he's just going to drill himself in Flight Simulator.
I see you engrossed in whatever it is you're doing at the flight sim. I'm gonna just be like pestering you. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see.
Yeah, all of the lights of the flight simulator start going chaotic when you like trying to get in, and Zid like turns to you, and you see like a big explosion as the shit like crashes into a thing and goes, well, that could have been us.
Noise.
So can we spend time in there and then buy ranks in pilot space vehicle?
I highly doubt it. We do not have that sort of time, but
Oh gosh. Yep.
Harlan needs a week of fucking therapy. Intense therapy.
Harlan needs more than a week of intense therapy. The problem is that, like I said, to get him to, he's at the point where you are going to have to clockwork orange him to get any kind of therapy into him. He won't.
That's easily doable. There's drugs for that.
Are you going to do that?
Take it.
I mean, like I have a like a tool arm that, like I just inject you like with a sedative. Like,
Okay, but the question still remains: are you guys doing that or not?
Because that's a week worth of time.
Yeah.
Saying that you have to do it to him for it to be done.
Because he's
You
not
have to
willing
choose
to
if
go
that's
to
what you're going to
therapy
do
at
or
this
not.
point. He doesn't think there's anything wrong with him, you know?
And
There's nothing wrong with this.
I
Never
don't
been
know how
anything wrong
much
with him.
time we have before we have to leave. They said to be ready. Which probably means as soon as they contact us, it's time.
Harlan's ready.
We probably
It's
have a
just
short amount of time to like get there. So I don't think. I don't know.
Do we want to take the week for therapy or not? Yes, no, maybe so.
This is a question for the four of you, not for Harlan, because
Yeah,
Harlan's
no.
not.
Yeah.
No therapy. That's my vote.
As a player, absolutely. As a character, ambivalent, don't really care. But also wondering as a player, can we take a week? Are we gonna screw shit up if we do?
I mean, I don't think we have a week.
I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't specify because I don't think they know how much time it would take.
I'm gonna like we're gonna be in a really bad way if it takes longer than a week and we had this opportunity to get him a few more humanity points
Like-
to bring him out.
If we forcefully take him to therapy, could we take him out if it's time to go?
Well, yeah, I mean, we can theoretically do that. I don't know how DM wants to rule that. We could just probably figure out the humanity and prorate it over how many days he actually got.
I'm going to say this. You guys force him into therapy. He doesn't get any humanity back or doesn't complete that week's course of therapy, and you yank him back out. He's never probably going to trust any of the bastards who threw him in and then yanked him out in the same week ever again. Keep that in mind. Harlan, no, that's not...
They'll just tell Australis where you're at.
He gets humanity back and he, regains some of his composure, then sure, he'll tolerate that because you did it for his own good. But if he didn't get any of it back, no, fuck you, and that's going to be a permanent fixture of his psychosis. None of you are trustworthy at that point. That'll probably be the end of that character if you do it that route. Just say it, because that's how he would react to people who did that shit to him. You're forcibly committing him and then yanking him back out a couple of days later. You gonna trust somebody who did that to you ever again?
I mean,
If you don't know who
like,
did it, though, what if he was caught unaware and just
Hold on.
woke up in therapy?
Hold on.
And then we save him.
Hold on. Do you honestly think that hold on, I'm gonna say this in terms Malkov will understand. Do you honestly think it back in the terms of back in your living in the trailer day, if you had made your roommate go to therapy unannounced, he wouldn't have figured out who did it or who committed him?
Oh, absolutely. He was completely batshit.
Now,
He was completely unhinged. He was walking in little circles, banging a baseball bat on the floor like it was a staff, and he was chanting. He was nuts. He was
Wait, he was him?
No, I know what he's talking about. No, and that's the point of unhinged Harlan's at. If he gets his humanity back and comes back out of it a little bit, you might get reason out of it.
we just sneak up on him when he's sleeping, Pulse sedates him so he doesn't wake up, put him in therapy. He doesn't know who put him there, and if we have to pull him out, we're the heroes who rescued him from this horrible prison.
You can hire Danger Gals to snatch
you're
him.
not telling Zid this
Sorry,
because
what?
he will absolutely not stand up for that. We're gonna just like take this guy out so he doesn't understand anything and take him through all of this stuff. No, he wouldn't stand for that. So please don't tell him.
Yeah, this is all out of character.
You know, you would have been
Edward's not gonna
if
come
you
up
had
with
no
this plan.
humanity,
Now,
you would have been cool with it
plan,
before Zid.
holy Moses, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, am I sedating or not?
That's what I want to know.
We have one no vote, we have one maybe vote, we have one kind of maybe vote from Zid, and we have a yes vote from Pinky.
Kind of maybe. No.
I'll vote for you guys letting Australis know where he's at, and you can have a 1v1 for them.
Kind of maybe. Maybe my ass.
Okay, so we have two yeses from Pulse and Pinky, and we have a no from Harlan and a no from Zid, and you are the tie-breaking vote, Ezek.
I'm totally in favor. Yeah, I'm 100% on board with
All right.
drugging and absconding him secretly into therapy. Absolutely, that's the best.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen.
That's something that Ezek finds entertaining. That's why.
So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna figure out when Harlan falls asleep, and somebody's gonna sneak in there, or at least open the door in a shady way, and I'm gonna go in there and sedate.
Okay.
And if you want to blame somebody, you can blame me.
Okay. Now the real question becomes: everybody but you, Pulse, has been at one point or another in Harlan's paranoia container.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They've all seen the elaborate things that look like they might be traps that are set up in there
I've
that
not.
never seem to be hooked up when they're in there, but they're all there.
Yeah. Ezek, do you wanna go in there and disarm the traps or no?
Traps.
Well, I think there's traps in there because he seems pretty paranoid to me, and I haven't known him very long. So I'm not going in there until I know that there is no traps.
I'll try and sneak into his container tonight and see. Take a look.
I mean, if Harlan wakes up, he'll just probably think that Ezek's just being Ezek.
In Harlan's current humanity state.
Oh,
I mean,
speaking
it's
of
not the
which,
first time Ezek snuck into someone.
Yeah, I often go
Watch
places
him.
I'm not supposed to go. I need to reroll that.
He sneaks on everyone and just watches them.
I think
Sneaks
they're
in
doing
and watches
something
everyone while they're
interesting,
sleeping. Two.
I'm sure your call sign shouldn't be Deuces.
I'm sure.
The rolls just keep on rolling.
Jesus.
For him sneaking into my container while I'm trying to sleep in there, I'm assuming that my amplified hearing applies.
I mean, do
Yeah,
you sleep with it
probably.
on? I mean, if you do, you're probably not sleeping. Like,
Yeah.
ever.
That's
True.
Yeah.
If it's sleeping, it's not going to be on. However, I will sit bolt upright and have the shotgun pointed at the door as I see Ezek's head poke in, and the shotgun will go like this and point towards the floor. What? It's the middle of the night.
I'm sneaky.
Can you do it somewhere else?
Okay. And I'll close the thing. Just acting checked it and close the thing.
Okay. All right. I guess we're not sedating then. Never mind.
I'm gonna get up.
what is this?
I'm gonna go over to the container door. I'm gonna lock it from the inside now, since I obviously, in my fucked up state, forgot to do that, because otherwise he wouldn't have gotten in the first place.
I mean, that could be
There's
why it was
no
so quiet.
mechanism.
He opened it.
Yeah, there's no mechanism for opening the latch that I've built to the inside of this container from the outside at all.
I mean, other than peeling the container open, that's what I was saying. Like, you could see Ezek peeling
That's
a
an
container open.
If you're gonna
It's
keep it,
No, it's not an option.
It is not.
it's not
Absolutely
a
an option.
quiet option. So yeah, what you hear, Ezek, as
Yeah.
you walk off or as you stand there on the outside, is me getting up from bed, walking over to the door, and slamming some sort of a bolt or latch home.
I'll just walk away, shrug my shoulders, look at Pulse. He's seen me. And I'm off to do something else.
Ezek is too bored with this. Nope, didn't work.
Oh my gosh.
Australius does make a point.
I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. This is where you guys have to figure out what you want to do, what you want to.
I mean, I don't have any problem at all with what Australia's posted.
I think it's a fantastic.
It makes complete sense, but yeah, I get it.
Oh.
Like, it's
So,
also
like, how
basically,
would
it's
we
also
get this
kidnapping.
up?
There is a nomad in the party as well, too.
More
Australius.
kidnapping than what we were about to do.
Kidnapping
It's
in the
not
first
your
place.
mind. I mean,
It's just
wait.
it's a different way to kidnap.
But we're trying to help.
just to run your package.
We're still trying to
We're
help.
trying to help someone that doesn't want to help.
Yeah, but it's because they don't understand
Like,
that they need
Yeah,
help.
they need it. They need it. That's what we tell ourselves to make it feel better of what we're doing.
Even more Australians, there's a nomad in the group. Although the nomad in the group probably wants nothing to do with this nonsense.
He's already said it. No, I will do nothing of the sort.
Look, if there's one thing that Zid stands for, it's freedom. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, and Pinky stands for staying alive.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Unless-
she realized after when she almost died, she wants to live. She is more paranoid than she was ever before. So she's not thinking rationally. and Ben might notice, or he might not. But she's not been thinking rationally.
So, is anything else going to happen for you guys trying to fuck with me over the course of this
Yeah, I
night?
need to know.
Can I get my
I'm not going to
back
try.
for the overnight? Because then as soon as I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to take the second speed heal and I'm going to be at full.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to sedate.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get a crane and a flatbed in the span of one night.
And if you try, you will absolutely get Zid's attention. So
Hey,
there's no
hey,
way to
go-
do that,
hey,
okay?
hey, we'll just sedate Sid as well so he doesn't hear.
You talk about welding. You talk about welding the container shut. There was a guy on one of the job sites that I worked on who would, and I will say it, this guy's, he had the rankest feet of any human being I've ever encountered in my entire life. I mean, you take his boots off and it smelled like an open sewer in the room. So this guy was, he'd be a jerk. He'd take it off right where people were like eating their lunch and shit, and just being an asshole. So he had a pair of fucking steel-toed boots that the top leather on the steel toes had worn off, and he decided he was getting rid of them. So the buddy of mine who he'd done this to 3 or 4 times went and fished them out of the garbage cans and welded them to the air intake on the inside of his car boot side first, so that every time he ran his air conditioner from that point on, he's dealing with a 1.5-year old work boot stank from his own fucking feet. You gonna tack weld something in to fuck with somebody, make it count.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Back to Night City.
Yeah, definitely not sedating Harlan. Not sedating Zid. Not doing any of that. We'll just we'll just live with what we got.
Yeah, if we were going through this with this plan, we don't want Zid waking up, so we'd have to sedate
Correct.
him.
And have him be pissed off at us
I
when he
told
wakes
you,
up.
Piggy's not thinking straight.
That's obvious.
Does Pinky need to go and get some therapy?
She shouldn't.
Maybe.
She shouldn't.
Oh, I mean, she
She
lost a
might need to.
little bit.
She lost 4 points.
Not huge, but she lost a little.
Yeah.
She needs to deal with
She can regain
almost dying.
19. She can regain 19
Excuse me.
humanity. And she's at max.
I have 15, and that will be it.
I mean, I would willingly go to therapy, and if I get contacted, then I'll just exit.
See, no one has tried to convince Harlan to go to therapy yet. I want to point that out. You've all just decided to fucking kidnap him.
We decided to try.
I mean, Pink was thinking her that story that you told her. She doesn't think there's no convincing.
Yeah, that's right. You did try to convince me that I might want to get some help, and then I told you the story of the information you wanted. You were like, "Oh my God, what helps that?"
She lost humanity.
I lost humanity. So I don't. Pinky's kind of like, yeah, there's no helping this guy. There's no convincing him to go to therapy.
Look, I mean,
Would
how do
Sid
you
try to
sit down
convince him to go to therapy?
I could just sit there and just say, go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy. I'll just annoy him to the point where he has to go.
Zid doesn't think that we have time. I think.
You're gonna nag him till you get a shotgun blast. Is that what I just heard?
What you need to do is
I'll have Ezek there with me. I'll convince Ezek to annoy you with me, so we can both annoy you.
We're pot lids. We're pot lids. Like, we walk around banging a pair of pot lids in each arm, just chanting therapy, therapy.
Oh. Pulse is now actively wondering if this is worth it.
Being a part of this
clown show.
Yeah. Pulse is now wondering what the fuck he agreed to.
Welcome to the clown show. This is part of the rodeo.
I'm gonna like contact Australis and just ask him like, hey, do you have an estimated time on when you'll be ready?
I'm working on getting in as quick as I can. I've gotten some contacts based on what you gave me. This is the next day. We're seeing what we can do to potentially acquire some alterations in the schedule so we can utilize the current flight plans for getting delivery team. What's the head count on the delivery team? Do you know?
How many people is he going up?
How many people that we are bringing up? Well, there's me. There's Deuces, Ezek, Zid, Pulse. Are we bringing anyone else?
Blue, I would look for this. We want to take along every bit of assistance we can take. If Blue's willing to go, and if your girlfriend's willing to go, Zid, that's up to you. But I think that we should take every bit of firepower that we can muster for this.
And then Iggy for his tech stuff.
Yeah.
So 8.
So, and then like,
Does your dog count?
Does my dog count? Like, it's not.
It's space.
A person. So.
9.
It's still white.
You still wait, and that's
That's more what it is. They need to know how much weight and how much space.
It is a metal dog. It's heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, like, Pinky could ask her dad, but I don't know if he'd want to leave Savannah.
Well,
No, he doesn't want to risk her right now, not with her state.
Yeah. But, so 8 or 9 around there.
All right, let's see what I can do.
And like, do I know like the weight of my dog?
Don't
Since
even
it was
try
on
to
the
bring
paperwork,
your dog.
What?
Trust me. Don't try to bring the dog.
Yeah.
Your canine's lost in space. What are you talking about? How does the dog move around?
Same way we do.
Okay. Does it have a 0G protocol?
It's up to you if you want to bring him or not. There's risks either way.
I suggested she get a jetpack for it.
I think I was looking into a jetpack, but like it would take a while, like to actually put it on, right?
I'm just more concerned with the time, because here's the thing, guys. I know that I'm not going to be available myself here even for some stuff in a while. And part of what's going on with the abducted into therapy or forced into therapy may be a way that prevents me from being able to be here for a week or two if something ends up happening in the next week or so with what's going on with my house. I don't think that there should be that, but I was leaving that as an alternative option if that needed to happen.
Well, let's do this. I've been trying to get from you all what you're doing before you take the flight up. So if we're good, we can move towards that. I was trying to not rush you to the point of no return and then be like, yeah, that's too late. Right?
I would like to ask, like, so, like, do you think you'd be, like, would it be ready within a week or sooner, you know, around that time frame? No particular reason, of course.
Talking days or weeks?
Yeah, days or weeks.
We
At
have
most a week. At most a week. He's trying to get it done quicker.
Ask him if we have therapy time.
Do we have therapy time?
If you want, he can move it to a lot for it, but he's trying to get it as quick as possible.
Okay.
He wants his kid back yesterday, right?
So
So
quick as possible, and you guys are just gonna have to deal with lunatic Harlan.
That's fine. We'll deal with lunatic Harlan.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I am making a bunch of skill checks. Primarily, Zid is looking up everything I should know about space travel, everything I should know about going into space, everything I should know about, and he's just doing net searches about these things. So there's a 28 library search, and then he's going to make a deduction check, which wasn't very high, because I had to re-roll the library search. Wasn't very high, but the deduction is to see if he can extrapolate the information that he finds to see if there are any preparations that he should be doing that he can't think of. And I'm also going to have a look. I'm sort of tech, maybe? Do you want a tech? Is there an air vehicle tech? Yeah, there's an air vehicle tech. I'm gonna do an air vehicle tech. That's 20. So all of these checks are to see what he thinks he needs to do for our prep. Because I have no goddamn idea.
it's all good. You know that the Esporum environmental suits you guys got, you have 5 of them, because you said to buy 5, will work for you to be safe in space for a while. Because they're built for that. Now, the air supply is limited, not unlimited. So you know you have the basic stuff. A flight out, you know that you have your moto. This is mechanic talk, not Zid thinking talk. You know you have your moto that you can utilize towards your air vehicle, and the space vehicle would count as an air vehicle. So if you're trying to pilot back down, you know where you're at on that. So you feel that you're decently prepared from Zid's perspective for what Zid has to go. Now, they mentioned having Brianna go with you. You also know that your, AP rifle, if you pop a hole in the side, is probably not the best idea. However, you don't know the bulkhead, so you don't know if the round would punch through or not. You don't know if it's tank armor or if it's
armed personnel on their
they will
space
right
station, where
they
nobody's
will
meant to know about.
Hold on.
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying. You know they'll have the armed personnel like you've faced already on there, so you know that.
Do we?
So they're gonna. I'm sorry. They're gonna have somebody with a
assume, 'cause your deduction.
flamethrower in space.
Mhm.
They're gonna have somebody with grenades in space, shrapnel grenades.
Potentially.
They can just rip open the walls and just suck everybody out.
Probably not.
They probably be more cautious where they use them. They might have something
I
different.
mean, it's
I don't think that we're gonna run into nearly as much.
Yeah, power fists will work great out there.
They will,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So there's nothing that Zid thinks that he needs beyond what has already been said. Is that correct?
Yeah. Zid does know that you only have 5 of those suits, so if you're taking the other people that were mentioned, you may want to get a few extra.
Good idea.
Then he will start to look for extra suits. Yes.
They mentioned bringing your girlfriend and Iggy along. It's up to you whether you want to allow that or not. or allow it to be mentioned to her or not.
So Zid would suggest, when they suggested that, he goes like, maybe that's great, but what about like keeping them on the ground so that when whatever situation we come like flying down here, they can clear whatever space and organize whatever is needed for when we get these people out of there, god damn it.
Not
If
bad.
we get them out.
And Blue doesn't need a special suit.
Yeah, like
Yeah, Blue
he's
doesn't.
happy to take Blue, but as far as like the others, like he's thinking maybe we need someone on the ground to like
Logistics for ground. Yeah, you're right. We do need somebody for that.
and like to clear like because Life Tech's likely to be down there trying to prevent us from doing things. So like, and they can look after themselves. So
I mean, like leave Brenna and Iggy as
Ground logistics.
ground support and logistics.
yeah, I think that would be easier for DM.
Sure.
I think it would be like make sense for the story. As much as like we want everything that we can, like
It becomes too much for one person to have to run all the enemies and 3 or 4 NPCs.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Not a good
Yeah.
idea for him. You're right about that completely, Matt.
I am fine with Blue being the hacker on the ground, so to speak.
Well, and my whole thoughts there as well is that Zid also has a reason for that in character too. He's already seen what happens when there's nobody to fucking pick up everybody from the rescue. The smokers steal everybody that came up out of the fucking... But he's the only one in the party that... Him and Harlan are the only two in the party who saw any of that. And that's when Harlan had just woken up.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's vague memory to him.
yeah. So at this stage,
Okay.
5 of us up we go.
All right, so 5 of us up. We've got the suits for what we needed for that.
So are you taking... I've heard Blue goes because she doesn't need a suit and stays. What was the consensus?
I think everyone else stays on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think even the puppy stays
Everything-
in the room.
I think. I don't care if the dog comes along with if nobody else is coming. That's not going to be. If there's not 9 of us going, adding the dog in for weight's not going to be that big of a difference.
Okay.
But here's the other part. If 9 of us were going, you probably had the week worth of time to get me through for therapy. If there's only 4 or 5 of us going up, we probably don't have the time to get that done because they'll be able to get that in soon.
Yeah, we don't have to source the suits now. We have everything we need. We just need the transportation.
Okay.
Everybody good?
That's good.
Great.
So, you get the call. Flight's ready. Here's your pass. Get to Moreau Rock immediately.
Alrighty.
Are we fully healed up?
It would be 2 days after, so however much you're at 2 days, and if you use your speed heals
or
around.
my body armor back, and then also let's bring all the stashed.
So,
Yeah, bringing your stash, or you not?
Did PK's dad ever make it back in time, or?
Yeah, he got back to town.
Okay, because she did plan to meet him when he got back, but
Yeah, you can have that meeting with him if you want. Did you heal up for the next day? No, you hadn't.
no.
Did you
not
do another
me.
speed heal or just the one?
I think he would probably do another speed heal.
And then if you rest one more day, yeah, you'd be back.
Just divvy up the speed heals amongst us in case we need to use them. I have no idea how long it'll take for us up there, and there might be others that need to be healed to get up there.
All right.
How were they taking all that whole stash?
So yeah, make sure you've healed for 4 days since the mass combat, plus whatever you take for speed heals.
4 days.
Pinky, so you have your meeting with your dad. What do you say to him? What's your chat about?
She wants to, tell him the situation and that she is scared, like the day that her village was attacked. She feels like she like it kind of all that when she almost died. It kind of like she kind of went back to that place, and so she's terrified of going on this mission, and like she knows she wants answers, but she's also just terrified, and she feels like she's losing her mind.
Yeah.
So, and she's probably and I probably noticed that she's not wearing her jacket because and she'll just be like, and I lost my jacket.
So he'll give you a hug, say he's sorry about your jacket, and he knows you're doing a lot and that you had a rough past, and he's uncomfortable with you going up there because he knows has a good chance to be very dangerous, and it's unknown how long you're going to be up there.
Yeah. And she knows that it's something she has to do for herself, for Savannah, for everyone that's suffered because of Life Tech. And there's people up there that needs help.
Okay.
And she'll probably also chat a bit with her sister because she hasn't seen her since she left and she was unconscious then, so she hasn't really had a chat.
Happy and worried seeing you because she knows that it's almost like it was a nightmare that she had hunting you, and so she knows it wasn't fully her, but do you really understand that? And she feels guilty about it, so it's one of these hi kind of things.
Yeah. And Pinky will just be she's just happy that she's okay and safe, and she missed her, and she doesn't hold a grudge. She knows it wasn't her.
You don't want to kidnap her and make sure that she gets the different therapy. And
We did. We already did that.
Yeah, it technically already did that, but
Yeah,
it's
we
probably
did that.
good.
We definitely did that.
We did technically kidnap her and
Technically, you
got
had someone
What's
hack her
terrible has
brain.
been a theme in this game so much.
had Harlan's grandma go through her brain and
Boss therapy. I don't know. If that was
Pinky keeps remembering this man, she feels bad now. Oh man, I kind of feel bad for having to do that.
Oops.
Hey, DM, at this point, however, I am going to have to drop. I have to take a phone call from my son before I end up heading for bed, so...
Okay, do you have 10-15 minutes max, or no?
I got maybe 5 at this point.
Okay.
This is a fairly lengthy phone call I'm going to have to do before bed, so...
Okay, if you need to take it and listen in or watch it after, that's fine.
That's
But-
what I will more than likely have to do. All I was going to say is for the only thing that Harlan is going to do is he will resist attempting to be forced into therapy unless you guys are going to physically do that. Beyond that, he's willing to go and do whatever else you guys are talking about. Now,
No.
if you guys try to actually convince him to go to therapy, you might actually have success at that. Nobody's tried.
I was gonna try to persuade him. Yeah. Let me hang on. Let me give it a go. Hang on a second.
Come on, go to therapy.
No, I'm gonna roll persuasion.
Don't you want more cyberware?
No.
Let's see. Hang on.
You want to be more like your sister? Or do you want to go to therapy?
God damn. Hang on. I'm sorry, I just got back here. Let's do. Add 3 luck.
Excuse me.
Come
Well,
on.
it's only been like 4 days and they're already done, so I don't think it would matter anyways.
17. He probably doesn't get it done.
I'd be
Yeah.
classified
Yeah.
as
Super high
professional
tonight.
tier.
At that point, Harlan will have found some single thing and he'll just kind of turn and look at you and go, "Really? You think something can fix this?" And he'll just simply hand you a fucking data chip from the school. It is simply a training vid on how that school was to operate. I'll just hold it out to you.
To me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think therapy will fix this? I
Yeah.
wrote this.
I'll
Then I throw that to you.
I'll take that. And,
I wouldn't watch that if I were you.
I mean, I'll take it, but I'm not gonna watch it.
So yeah.
I'll just
I think
humor it.
I think he would like, say your last goodbyes, and yeah.
I mean, if that didn't work, that's fine. I made the attempt.
Zid's going to have Chilton do a last report as his last kind of like he's gonna like quit the police force, and he's going to write an expose as his final like closing statement that details a group of intrepid good doers trying to free all of the poor people who were taken from the streets of Night City and are going beyond the planet to try and bring them back to their families. And he will send all throughout the police force and to all his contacts.
Okay. Nice.
Basically saying, we should have seen this earlier and we need to pay more attention and, all that sort of stuff. So, see you nuts.
Okay.
Yep. I'll let Ponzo that your best Elo friend here might lose, might not be playing Elo for a while or ever again. And just leave it at that.
Wow.
Why'd you quit playing Elo?
I mean, I'm not quitting. I'm just going somewhere where Elo. I can't play Elo, and I might not be coming back, okay?
Where can you go that you can't play Elo? Elo's everywhere. Elo's life.
it's true, Elo is life. But where I'm going, there's not much life.
We're going. They don't need roads. Nice. All right. So, are you all ready for this?
Oh,
Take your flight up.
That's it. No one asked you.
Yeah, not really much of a choice.
I mean, there's always choices.
Yep. Also, I would have, in the days we were waiting, I would have repaired my armor because it is down a little, so I would have gotten someone to repair it.
I can do that.
cool. Let's go.
You get on the flight. Strellis is there. Harlan said he'd be wearing some sort of cover
Yeah.
going through
Voice changer.
orbital. And so he's probably still wearing that when he realizes that his lovely friend Astralis is there. And yeah, puppy roll. Pinky needs to have a resist torture drug to not play Elo again.
Withdrawals.
Right. That's for every week that she doesn't get to play. She has to roll resist torture drug.
Maybe that's why she's losing it, because she hasn't been able to take all her frustrations out in Elo.
Could be. Could be.
Hey.
You take your craft up there that orbital area gives you as a delivery, and you get to the vessel. It is a massive station that definitely has capabilities to fly and move around. And as you're watching, you're seeing a number of life tech vessels landing in it. And you see them testing the engines, testing things. Looks like they're prepping to leave. Your pilot says he sees a place he thinks you guys can land, and asks if you want to land in the hangar bays that the life tech vehicles are, in which case you risk that fun, or if you want to land in an underside that he found a hole that they haven't patched yet.
Sneaky.
The latter. The latter is my bet. I don't have a problem with either, but the latter is my bet.
Sneaky path always.
Okay. So he lands down in that lower area, puts the hatch up to it, and does the best to create a seal as best he can. And in doing so, the vessel is damaged. But it is now there as securely as possible to the exit. And you all can enter the underbelly of the spaceship.
Off we go.
That concludes chapter 3 of this lovely campaign.
And Matt is like, thank God.
Right. I love this group, and I love the role playing. I love the story. I've just been like, please, can we do the thing that we want to do? Can we just do the thing? And we got to do the thing. That's good. I really appreciate DM. Thanks for seeing us through this.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to draw it out. That's why I was trying to make sure you guys had a chance to conclude anything you wanted, because we're kind of setting up for chapter 4 and what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Chapter 4 is going to be a bit interesting.
it will.
You'll have lots of discoveries and fun that you didn't know, and we're going to take some time off chat for getting chapter 4 prepped and giving Nuts time to get life dealt with. And in the meantime, we're going to be switching to a Asianic campaign that we're working on. If we can, we'll do session 0 next week. Otherwise, it'll be the following week, depending on where preparation gets to. Session 4 needs a prequel session. Pulse's backstory. Well, we could do that. But yeah, it will be fun because they have a whole nother realm of issues, because resources are going to be, where are you going to get your stuff from? Every bullet matters.
Yep.
You don't have more. Every point of health matters. Where are you going to go get health? Luckily, they have a Ripper dock with them, but then you got to worry about time. Where are you going to hunker down? Where are you going to get, all these things? So it opens up a whole new can of worms and a whole new realm of adventure in areas they have no clue about.
Hoping that we can find a place that's not used and we can call HQ.
The spaceship you landed in that barely has enough room for all of you to sit.
Yeah, but
Not very
eventually we have to come down and patch that up.
Prepper Jack, you're terrible. Xenomorphs. Oh man. So.
I am the xenomorph. I am a xenomorph, basically.
Not dissimilar, but can you imagine what a xenomorph version of Ezek would be like?
Yeah, bastard.
So we're gonna give a face hugger to Ezek, and then we'll go from there.
Probably eat it.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, you gonna put yourself voluntarily in my mouth? Yum.
Alright. Very good.
So, what is going on with all your characters as you board this ship? This is obviously the underhive of the ship. It is not the populated section. It is the ugly section, dirty section. So as we close out chapter 3, what is going through all of your characters' minds as you embark? You're in space, your spacecraft is damaged, and you have this important mission ahead of you.
We're doomed.
Pulse is fucking scared shitless because he's literally never been to space and he has no idea what to expect, and that is not something he's very used to at all. But he knows it has to be done because he knows that his mom is in that ship.
Right now, glee, and pretty soon the excitement is sneaking through the ship. I mean, he likes flying.
Maybe I can convince them that I'm
really
actually on their
flying,
side.
though.
What were you saying, puppy?
Maybe I can convince them I'm actually on their side. They can't know all the staff.
Is it?
It's a big giant ship thing. They can't know all the staff.
Zid is feverishly chewing gum, waiting for his ears to pop.
Wait, you didn't put earplugs in?
Have you ever been in a plane and you know what happens? Like, oh my lord, it's awful. He is feverishly chewing gum in order to try and get his ears to pop. He is swallowing the little bit of bile that has been accumulating across the terrifying journey that has been leaving our known reality and traveling through this bleak darkness of nothingness. And as we land, he hears the scrapes and bangs and everything. He's just gonna be like looking around, and he will click the link on his seat belt and stretch and be like, You dead, man? You dead, man?
Do I look dead to you? I mean, not yet. Not dead yet. Soon, maybe, yes, probably. Not yet.
Yeah.
Are you dead?
Yeah, man.
I am alive.
Cool.
All right. Viewers,
Okay.
thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this lovely story. Like I said, be sure to continue to join us at this time segment for other fun stories we'll be continuing. We'll have a slightly different cast. The lovely faces you see here before you right now will be there, as well as 2 additional unseen faces thus far. So join us for that. We do hope you'll join us for that story, and until then, enjoy the story. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.